Well, folks, earlier this Sunday, Trump made a speech at CPAC in Orlando, Florida. And he talked about the political situation in this country, mentioning the massive failures of Joe Biden on immigration, on economic policy, and strongly hinted that he would be running again in 2024. More importantly, according to a straw poll, Trump has 55% approval among candidates for the next election. In fact, he's basically a prime choice to run again and take the presidential election. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today we're going to talk about Donald J. Trump, his speech at CPAC, some of the fallout from this, as well as what the news is saying. We're going to break it down. Here we are in the Daily Mail. Trump says the Supreme Court should be ashamed for not having the guts to overturn the election. Hammers Biden, big tech, internal GOP enemies, and cancel culture, and trails a triumphant return to the White House. So they're calling this his grand comeback. There was a lot of people there. There was a lot of cheering. People love the man. And you know one of the things I noticed? If you go on YouTube to the CPAC speech that Trump gave, it is mostly liked. It's got like 99% likes, 1% dislikes. Meanwhile, if you go to your average Biden video, it's like 60 or 70% and even more percent dislikes. Yet they want us to believe that Biden is the most popular president of all time, and he can't even get likes on his YouTube videos. So key highlights from the speech are as follows. He talked a lot about allegations of election tampering, integrity, and violations of the Constitution, and basically, he talked a lot about how this election was stolen from him. Now, what that means to you may vary, but for many people, it simply means that all evidence of any wrongdoing never got to see a day in court. A lot of people are very angry because of this. Many believe the Supreme Court should have taken up the Texas lawsuit that alleged that other states were violating their constitutions and the Constitution by changing the rules of the election, giving Democrats an unfair advantage. One of the best things that Trump said in his speech was, "Do you miss me yet?" I bet they do. Because even shortly after Biden got elected, there were already Democrats that were regretful for voting for Biden. I didn't think he was going to shut down the pipeline. Now I have no job. Oh my God. I didn't know he was going to let people flood in the borders. And on and on. I feel like a lot of people are getting red-pilled after voting for Biden because a lot of these people are completely naive. They don't actually know what's going on, and they don't know the consequences until it's too late. With Biden in charge, this country is quickly and fastly going down the drain. Trump also took time to bash his GOP enemies, calling for unity in the party. He also stated that he will not be starting his own party, and that his party is the GOP, Republicans. I think Trump is here to stay. And a lot of people have said this, but Trump has fundamentally transformed the Republican Party. Nationalism, populism have taken over the party. More youthful people are changing the way the party is, and this is a good thing. The old GOP was full of rhinos, dinos, and conservatives. What do we need are people who care about the people. This is the way.
This is the way.
Now let's talk about the CPAC straw poll. Here on Fox News, Trump wins CPAC straw poll by a wide margin. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was in second place, but Trump basically blew him out of the water. Orlando, Florida. Former President Donald Trump, in results announced Sunday, won the annual Conservative Political Action Conference straw poll with 55% of attendees saying they would vote for him if the 2024 GOP primary were today. Trump got 55% of the vote in the poll, in which he was included, with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who took second place with 21%. Now here's the interesting thing. There's a lot of people out there who say they do not want Trump to run in 2024, probably because they want to lose the election for some reason. Because That's exactly what's going to happen if Trump is not on that ticket. But when they ran DeSantis alone, he was only able to get 43% of the vote, followed by South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem with 11% and Donald Trump Jr., who had 8%. 43% is not enough to win an election. 55% meets the threshold for what you would consider a presidential candidate. Definitely someone as popular and notorious as Donald Trump. Now, Trump's approval rating in the straw poll was even better. It was 97%. With 87% saying they strongly approve of Trump's job as president, and 68% of the people at CPAC in the straw poll said that Trump should run for president again. I find this very interesting. Only 55% of people said they would vote again, but 87% said he should run again. I have a very big feeling that Trump can come back stronger than ever. After 4 years of Joe Biden's incompetent leadership and the destruction of this country by Democratic policies, I honestly think that they will beg Trump to come back. Trump will be Thanos, except sexier. Meanwhile, liberals on Twitter are absolutely freaking out because there was a golden statue of Trump at the CPAC conference. These people are hilarious. I swear. Ridiculous. Now here's the funny part, folks, and this is a warning to any of those cucks in the Republican Party that thinks that they can simply get rid of Trump. Here it says in the Fox article, Republicans who have been highly critical of the former president performed very poorly in the CPAC straw poll. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan got 0.1%, while Senator Mitt Romney of Utah got 0.3%. So if you're against Trump, you will not win, period. These guys got less than 1% of the vote. I think this is a major wake-up call to the modern-day GOP and all of those old establishment elites. You need Trump. In fact, you need Trump more than Trump needs you. Trump could retire and live a happy retirement life. People eventually warm up to ex-presidents anyway. In a few years, Trump might even be thought of fondly, because people tend to forget what it was like for a president while he was actually running. Same thing happened with George Bush. All of a sudden, he was America's sweetheart, an old ex-president who painted pictures and was wonderful. Now here's a very good comment, and this is very important moving forward. A user named Moorman says, it's obvious to everyone that this is the party of Trump. Why else would Big Tech, the Swamp, and Democrats have tried so hard to bar him from running again? They know that they got lucky, and were able to put Sleepy Joe in office, but cheating will be harder next time. That's why Democrats are going to try to pass H.R. 1 to legalize their cheating before state legislatures can pass corrective measures. Now, I've mentioned this bill. H.R. 1 is basically a cheating bill that will allow the Democrats to steal every single election. It is horrible. It gets rid of voter ID. It gets rid of verifications. It basically turns voting into a pointless joke. They are trying to cheat forever. And I don't think the Democrats understand how destructive they actually are. But that, my friends, is pretty much the story. I mean, Trump clearly still has a lot of major support. And I think anybody who's underestimating this and underestimating the importance of Trump, well, I think they are sorely mistaken, because Trump really did change the GOP. It is now something that may actually become a populist, nationalist, and positive movement for the American people. No more of this establishment bull crap. We need a real leader. We need Donald Trump. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, you can support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. Joining will not only give you access to a private Discord server called Fight Club, but also give you access to exclusive content that I'm going to be uploading off the platform. I'm talking about spicy content, dank content. Basically, every time I make a video that I can't put on YouTube, I'm going to be putting it out as exclusive content. I actually have a story that I'm going to work on right now. I'll see you there.